Let's go on with this example. So this is an example that involving you to find the equation of ellipse with the information given to you. Like they have give you the vertices and give you the foci, right? So I just write down this to be the focus, as this is your V1 and this is to be V2 and this is the F1 and F2, right? Two focus, we said foci, right? Vertices. So we have all this information. So what we do is, usually I will asking student to put it into a diagram, right? That will help you ease your way of finding the equation. So, okay, right now we have to know that where is the center. But this question is not giving you any center. Never mind. We just putting the vertex first. All right, the vertex. So one will be -3, right? -3, -5, right? -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So just roughly sketching. Okay, this is your first vertex. So it depends. If the vertex is horizontally displaced, right? Means that the vertex opposite will be on the horizontal line. So it will be a horizontal major axis. But if the vertex is one up and one down, this will be a vertical major axis, right? So now we see the vertex, another vertex, 7, -5. Clearly we can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's horizontal, right? Means that if the two vertex is on the horizontal line, when you're joining them, this shows that there is a vertical, there is a major axis here, right? There is a major axis, the horizontal major axis, because vertex will fall on the major axis, right? So then we have already decided x minus h squared plus with y minus k squared equals to 1. And very sure that this will be a squared because it's a horizontal major axis. So we know that this one will be bigger than this one, right? It will be a squared. So how to find the center? Okay, now I have know my vertex, alright? I have know my vertex. So I always know that the midpoint, right, the midway of these two vertex will be a center. Or if they give you two focus, right, they give you two focus, then the midpoint of these two focus is also a center, right? So how to find the center? So we have to show how to find the center here. So center HK is the midpoint between the two vertex, right? So we find to be H will be -3. To finding the midpoint is you adding up the x value divided by 2, and you adding up this and divide by 2, right? So you can see that this will be 4, right? 4 over 2, you are getting 2, and here you will have -5, 2, -5. So 2, -5, right? So we know 2, -5 here, it will be have a center, right? So with this we know the value of h and k, right? I construct the equation here now. Now I'm starting to construct, as I know that x minus with h, your h is 2, right? 2 square, plus with y minus k square, y minus k square, y minus with -5, right? Y minus with -5, so become +5, equals to 1. So then I need to find the value of a square, b square after I find the center, right? After I know the center, actually I can finding the value of a, right? After I finding the value of center, I can actually finding the value of a. So a is the distance between the vertex to the center, right? Usually I will take either this minus this or this one minus this one. So I take 7 minus 2, right? I take 7 minus 2, the distance between these two, right? From the center to here is 7, so I take 7 minus 2, so I have 5, right? After that I will know my a square. We will know with 25, right? I have getting my value of a square, 25. So lastly, we need to find the b square, right? We need to find the b square. So, and the question have already given you the foci, right? If you're using the foci to finding the midpoint, you are still getting the center. -1 plus 5, we have 4. 4 divided by 2, you are still getting 2, right? -5 plus -5 divided by 2, you're getting -5. It's the same. Either you're using vertices or foci, you can find the center of the ellipse. So now I want to know the focal length, right? The focal length. So 5 and -5. So means that along here you have 5 and -5 will be your focus, right? Focus. So and the other one will be -1, right? -1, -5. So this is the center, right? Center. So the distance between the center and the focus will be your value of C, right? So which is 5 minus 2, right? 5 minus 2. So C will be equals to 5 minus with 2, which give me 3. Means that the focal length here will be 3, right? 3. So therefore, I know my value of C squared, which is 9. But I still need to find the B square here, right? And I know that the formula C square is equals to A square minus with B square. You have to know that C square is A square minus B square. So what is A square? C square you have know is 9. What is A square? A square is 25, right? A square is 25. So and B square. So you can easily find the value of B square now just by taking 25 minus with 9. So which give you 16. Finally, you have everything. You have value of HK, you have value of A square. So I can conclude that the equation for this ellipse will be x minus with 2 square over with A square. A square will be 25, right? 25 plus with y plus with 5 square over with B square, which is 16 equals to 1. This will be the equation for this ellipse. If you know how I construct the equation by using the knowledge of ellipse, right? So let's go for another examples for better understanding. Alright, let's continue with this second example for this video. So find the equation for the ellipse with foci at given the foci and the vertices, right? If you can observe carefully, that is another thing that I want to tell you is you see the x coordinate, right? All is the same except the y coordinate here. Means that the y value is different, right? They are changing, but they are along the same x value. Means that the x equals to 4. Means that if you very understand about ellipse, once you see this, you know that x equals to 4 will be the major axis, right? Will be the major axis. So it means that the major axis is vertical, right? So immediately you know that this will be x minus h square over with b square and y minus k square over with a square equals to 1. You know that it will be look like this way. The shape of the means the vertical major axis, because if you see all the x value here, the x coordinate is 4, right? Is 4. So means that at the point x equals to 4 along the x-axis, where all the vertices and foci is along this line, right? So through observation, you are also can be decide what is the formula for the equation for this ellipse. But by the way, some students may need the help of a diagram. Alright, some students may need a diagram to see clearly what is the shape of the ellipse, right? So very easy, you just plotting the vertices. So 4. So we have 4, 5, right? So you know that it will be 4, 5, 4, 5, the first vertex, and the next vertex will be 4, -1, right? 4, -1. So means that the vertex is placed vertically, right? So means that the major axis will be vertical major axis, where x is equal to 4, right? And the focus, so before that we can find the center first, right? I have told you before, if we're given you vertices, you can find the vertex, because between these two, the midpoint will be your center, yeah, will be your center. So means that center HK, center of the ellipse, you can find by adding up 4 plus 4 divided by 2, adding up the y value divided by 2, the midpoint will give you the center of the ellipse. So 5 minus 1, 4, 4 over 2, you have 4, 2. So means that 4, 2, between these two, 4, 2 will be your center, right? Will be your center. Then for now, you have know that with this, you have know that the equation will be should be right in the form of x minus 4 square over with b square plus with y minus 2 square over with a square equals to 1, right? This is your h and k, x minus h, y minus k square. So later on, I also can know the value of a, right? Everything we will know. So from here, center to vertex. So what's the distance, right? So the value of a will be the longer one, right? So means that the major axis is 2a, a. So the a here will be referred to the 5 minus 2, right? I take the distance 5 minus 2, or I can take negative 2 minus with negative 1. I was still getting 3, right? So from here you can know your a square to be 9, right? So you have know your a square will be 9. So, and one more information will be the focus, right? The focus 4, 2. Okay? If you see that 2 plus minus square root of 5 means that from 2 the focus is plus with square root of 5, right? Means that 2 plus square root of 5 is somewhere here, and 2 minus square root of 5 will be 2 minus with square root of 5 will be somewhere along here, right? So doesn't matter as long as you know the distance, right? The distance from the center to the focus, right? The center to the focus, from the center to the focus, which is 2 plus square root of 5, right? 4, right? 4, 2 plus with square root of 5. So the center to the focus here, the length will be, the difference here will be 2 plus square root of 5 minus 2, you're getting square root of 5. So it means that C will be square root of 5, right? C will be square root of 5. So, and eventually we know the value of C square, which will be 5, right? And eventually we know that C square is A square minus B square, right? Very easy. So 5 will be equal to A square, 9 minus B square. And you have your B square to be 9 minus 5, which gives you 4. Finally, you have all the information and you plug it into the equation. So you finalize and getting your equation over B square, which is 4 plus with Y minus with 2 square over with A square, which will be 9 will be equals to 1, and this is the equation for this ellipse here, right? So this is the way we construct the equation of a ellipse. So okay, that's all for this video, and we go for more example in the next video.